Look, I know this title seems shocking, and it is, but the truth is, this study revealed something most men will never understand about female desire. You know that feeling when you're doing everything right, being kind, being present, being the nice guy, and yet she just doesn't feel that spark? It's not your fault. No one taught you what actually flips her emotional switch. This study looked at professionals who master the art of creating desire on demand, and what they found goes against everything you've been told about attraction. I'm going to reveal 4 secrets today, but the last one is what separates the men she craves from the men she just respects. Look, it's not about looks or money. It's about understanding how the female subconscious works. Her mind is hardwired to react to certain triggers that have been around since the caveman days. Evolutionary psychology. And when you don't hit those triggers, you automatically slide into the friend zone, without meaning to, without even realizing it. So, take a deep breath. Let's break this down together. Secret number 1. They don't want emotional predictability. A woman needs to feel like she doesn't fully own you. That doesn't mean being a jerk. It means having a life of your own that intrigues her. When you're always available, always predictable, always saying exactly what she expects, her brain interprets that as a lack of a challenge. And without a challenge, there's no dopamine. No dopamine, no desire. Think about it. How long would you play a video game that was incredibly easy? Exactly. The same thing happens in her mind. The pros in this study knew how to create that tension. They were mysterious. They had clear boundaries. They never gave themselves away completely right off the bat. And that's what made the clients obsessed. In your life, it means having hobbies, having moments where you aren't reachable, having your own opinions, even if they're different from hers, having a solid identity that exists independently of her. Second secret. Her body language tells you more than her words. Here's the brutal truth. She might say she likes sensitive guys, but her body doesn't lie. Micro-expressions, posture, pupil dilation. These are the real signs of attraction, and the women in the study were masters at reading and manipulating those signs. When a man hunched over too much, over-explained himself, or took up less physical space, attraction tanked. But when he kept firm eye contact, had decisive gestures, and claimed his space with confidence, the chemistry exploded. It's pure biology. You don't need to be arrogant. You need to be congruent. If you feel confident, your body needs to show it. Shoulders back. Calm, deliberate movements. A slow, deep voice. This communicates value on a primal level. If you're feeling like this makes sense, drop a like. It helps me keep bringing this kind of straight-to-the-point content to you. Third secret. She's testing you all the time, and you're failing. You know those seemingly innocent questions? Would you do this for me? Or, why did you take so long to reply? Those aren't questions. They're tests. Unconscious tests to see if you have a backbone or if you'll fold just to please her. The pros did this on purpose. They tested boundaries. And the men who passed the tests, the ones who kept their standards calmly and without being aggressive, were the ones who created obsession. The ones who failed, they became disposable clients. In practice, when she tests you, don't react with anger. And don't start desperately justifying yourself either. You just hold your frame. I reply when I can. I was busy. Period. No drama, no long explanations. This shows you have a life and your own standards. Fourth secret. You need to polarize, not neutralize. Here's the mistake that kills the most attraction. You try to be loved by everyone. You avoid conflict. You agree with everything. You become neutral. And neutral is the opposite of sexy. The study showed something fascinating. The women who inspired the most devotion weren't necessarily the prettiest. They were the ones with strong personalities, the ones who said no, the ones who had specific tastes, the ones who created polarization. Some men loved them, others hated them, but no one was indifferent. Translating that for you, stop being afraid of displeasing people. Have strong opinions about things that matter to you. Be authentic, even if it pushes some women away. Because the ones who stay, they're going to want you for real, not the fake version you built just to be likable. This kind of depth is exactly what I break down in my complete guide, Secrets of Attraction. There, I deconstruct every psychological mechanism that creates genuine desire. No cheap tricks, real transformation. The link is in the description. Look, I know this might sound like manipulation to some, but it isn't. It's comprehension. It's understanding that attraction isn't a conscious choice. It's a chemical reaction to certain stimuli. And once you stop fighting against nature and start working with it, everything changes. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be real, confident, and understand that the attraction game has invisible rules no one ever taught you. If you want to keep this journey going with me, subscribe to the channel. The next lesson is going to be about the 5 mistakes that kill her desire, even after you've already won her over. It's going to be even deeper. Now you know. Use this responsibly. And remember, common men wait for attraction to happen. Conscious men create the conditions to make it inevitable. See you next time.